Hey, welcome. Ever wonder how people really get better at English? I'm not talking about memorizing complicated grammar rules, but, simple things you can do every day. Well, today we're going to break down a super simple conversation and pull out some powerful habits you can start using like right now. Let's get into it. This is it, right? The million-dollar question. And honestly, the answers can feel so overwhelming. But what if I told you the best strategies are actually pretty simple? In this explainer, we're going to focus on clear, doable habits that real people use every single day to make real progress. Okay, first up, let's talk about the foundation of it all, listening. And forget about those boring audio drills from school. We're talking about turning the music and movies you already love into your own personal language lab. Let's see how that works. And it all starts with something as fun as this. Seriously, music is like a language learning superpower. Why? Because it's catchy, it's repetitive. When you sing along, you're not just learning words, you're literally training your mouth on the rhythm and flow of English. It's pronunciation practice that doesn't feel like practice at all. And this is the next level up. Movies and TV shows give you something absolutely critical: context. When you see a new word used in a real conversation with all the emotion and action happening on screen, it just locks into your brain. And the English subtitles? That's the key. It connects what you hear with what you see. So powerful. So here's the deal. These two tools have different jobs. Songs are amazing for nailing the sounds, the rhythm, the music of the language. Movies, on the other hand, are perfect for seeing how all those words and sounds are actually used to build conversations and tell stories. You really want to use both. All right, so here's your game plan for listening. This week, just make a playlist of your favorite English songs. Pick one movie you love and watch it this weekend with the subtitles on. And this is the most important part. Let go of the pressure. You don't have to understand every single word. The goal here is just to soak it all in. It's immersion, not a test. Okay, now for our second habit. We've taken all that language in, now it's time to let it out. Actively speaking is where you really start to feel fluent. And believe it or not, it's a habit you can build every single day. This right here, this is the secret sauce. It's not about having long, stressful conversations. Nope. It's just about a simple promise to yourself to speak a little bit every day. And notice that magic phrase, even when I'm alone. That just totally removes the biggest fear for so many of us, the fear of making a mistake in front of someone else. I absolutely love this tip. It might feel a little weird at first, I get it, but talking to your mirror is one of the best, zero-pressure ways to practice. It is a completely judgment-free zone where you can just experiment. And, as we're about to see, it has another amazing benefit. And here's why it works so well. When you talk to a mirror, you get instant visual feedback. You can literally watch your own mouth and lips form the sounds. This is so helpful for those tricky pronunciations that you just can't seem to get right by listening alone. So how do you actually do this? Look, start small, just 5 minutes a day. As you're making your coffee in the morning, just say out loud, "I am making coffee." Use that mirror to see how you're saying it. And hey, if you're feeling a little brave, record yourself on your phone. Listening back is an incredible way to hear your own progress. Okay, on to our third habit, which is all about building your word toolkit. Having a big vocabulary gives you so much confidence to say what you really mean. But the trick isn't cramming hundreds of words at once. It's all about slow, steady, consistent growth. This is such a great example of how we can use modern tools to make these habits super easy. There are tons of apps out there designed to teach you just 1 or 2 new words a day, and they do it with examples, quizzes, and smart reminders to make sure those words actually stick. So you can find a word-a-day app that you like, or you can go old school with a simple notebook, whatever works for you. But here is the absolute most important part. Always write the new word in a sentence. A word by itself is easy to forget, but a word you've used in a sentence, that's a word you'll remember. So we've talked about listening, speaking, and building your vocabulary, but there is one final secret ingredient that ties all of these habits together and makes them work. It is the engine that drives all real progress in language learning. Yeah, we've all heard this a million times, right? But what does it actually mean when it comes to learning English? It doesn't mean practicing for 8 hours on a Saturday and then doing nothing for the rest of the week. The real power isn't in how long you practice, it's in how often you do it. And that is the magic word, consistency. Look, 15 minutes of focused practice every single day is so much more powerful than a 3-hour cram session once a month. It's about building a chain, one link at a time, creating small wins that add up to huge progress over time. And this final line from that conversation we looked at, well, it's not just a nice idea. It's an invitation. It's a commitment. It's the decision to make English a small but non-negotiable part of your everyday life. That right there is what consistency looks like. So, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Do not underestimate the power of small daily habits. Singing that song in the car, watching a 5-minute clip of a show, talking to your mirror while you brush your teeth. These are the tiny seeds that eventually grow into fluency. And that really brings us to the most important question of all. Listening, speaking, or vocabulary. Which one will you pick? The journey to improving your English doesn't start tomorrow or next week. It starts with one small, simple action you take right now. So, what's it going to be?